So I have a confession. As a big anime fan, I have just recently started watching Jojo's, and Jojo's has always been something that people talk about constantly. That everyone's like, "Oh man, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure," blah blah. If you look at any of the big YouTubers, you to look at Tekking, Nuxtaku, all these guys, they talk about how great Jojo's is. So I've tried to watch it once before, and I couldn't get into it, and now I'm actually getting into it. So these are my thoughts on JoJo's. So, but just get into it. I'm gonna edit it to look like I did that first try. So, I'll be real. The first time I tried to watch JoJo's, like I could not get into it. Like I don't know what it was. No one told me anything about it. I was just told it's weird, and so like it's gonna take. No one told me it was gonna take a couple attempts to get into. Everyone was just like, "Oh, you need to check this out. This shit is so good. Blah blah. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it." And then they talk about like how great the fighting style is and how like it's one of the next best like anime combat systems next to the Nin in Hunter x Hunter. So I was really excited to check it out. And then the first like 4 episodes happen, and I'm just like, "What is this weird bromance that Dio and Jonathan have going on, and why do I hate it so much?" And then like it just got like I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't understand why I didn't like it. I just knew I was just not feeling it. And then after a few months, I quit. I started playing D&D with some friends, and then one of my friends that I played D&D with was talking about how that's an anime he's always been wanting to watch. And I was like, you know what? I was in the middle of something. I hadn't watched a new anime in a little bit, so I was like, oh, I need to check this out. So I finally forced my way through part 1, and then part 2 happened, and part 2 is fucking awesome. Yeah, part 2 is just so good. Like it is just, and I just finished part 2. So this is where I'm at right now. I haven't finished anything. I just got into part 3. Jotaro is a dope character, and I am really... Stands have to be probably the coolest like form of anime like abilities I've ever seen. Like that's got to be one of the most it's to me it's one of the most unique, because everybody, you know, with like the one thing about One Piece that I love but I hate, it also recreates a lot of like typical anime tropes in combat. And so having the stands is pretty like it gives it almost its own entity, which is pretty cool. Like I mean, Star Platinum Jotaro's is just the character design for that is just amazing. And one thing that like threw me off about JoJo's at first was I did not like the art style, and now that I'm quite a little bit further in, I'm really enjoying the art style. Like it's pretty gorgeous to watch. It's a little bit different, more unique than most anime, and so it's been a lot of fun so far. And I don't know why I was trying to figure out why it threw me off at first, and I think it was just because of how unique it was. It was just something I wasn't used to, and now that I've gotten used to it, I really enjoy just the different the different ways like the lighting works and stuff like that is different than most. And I think that is like the main thing that I've noticed. I'm not a huge artsy type dude. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna sit there and be like, this animation in this one episode was not good, so the whole show. So everybody has that friend that's like that, and those guys always get on my nerves. But going back onto the stands and everything, those are just like each one is so unique and interesting, and that's one thing that always amazed me about different animes is just the different unique abilities, and I really like that about JoJo's. What really got me hooked on the show was part 2. Joseph Joestar is probably one of the coolest motherfuckers. I really like anime like anti-heroes. Like I wouldn't call him specifically an anti-hero, but I really like that he's not some picture perfect dude. I like that he's an asshole, and it honestly makes part 2 to me, because I thought the Pillarman personally was kind of lame, but that was all right. I thought the Pillarmen were pretty lame. I didn't think they were good enemies. I thought Dio from the part 1 is a good like enemy to contrast. I'm really curious to where it goes, because he's in part 3, so I'm really excited to see more of him. But I just thought the Pillarmen were just kind of like, I don't know, real bland. Like ooh, we're great warriors from the past and we've been alive for thousands of years. Blah, 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 blah. I felt like that's like, I almost feel like that was something from Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't know. That was just some vibe that I got from it. But Joseph being there and being such a dick, being somebody who doesn't, obviously he's a hero. He has this natural like right and wrong, but he doesn't care to be the badass in every situation, because there's times where he runs away because he knows that's gonna like give him the best chance at, you know, surviving the fight to win the fight, because you can't always push forward and be the strongest. He doesn't use like the fairy tale like my friends are backing me up so it's gonna make me strong enough to win the fight, you know, like stuff like that. So that's one thing that's really impressing me with the show. And like, so I'm really curious to see where it's gonna go from here, because right now they just beat the orangutan and his stand on the tank. So I'm really, really excited to see what's happening next. And like, I'm getting hooked. I just want to talk about it because I keep telling my buddies that like anime, that this is something they definitely need to watch, and nobody's watching it yet. So I needed to talk to somebody. So I figured to post on YouTube would be the next best bet to go for. So thanks for watching, guys. Just a quick little video I wanted to put out today. But so I'm gonna start doing a couple of reactions. I have two ideas for this channel that I want to go with. One thing I want to do is I want to do Gintama like reactions, because I haven't watched Gintama yet. The most I've watched is about 5 minutes the first episode, and I was really hungover and I fell asleep. So I've tried to do it twice and it was the same thing both times. It was Sunday mornings, like it was one of those days twice. So I haven't actually watched it yet, so I think it'd be fun to actually get to experience it with y'all on YouTube. And I also want to do something that I haven't 100% figured out how I'm going to do it yet. But I'll keep y'all posted. It'll probably be out pretty soon. So, this is Justice Keegan signing off again, though.